back to Taking Trades. If we haven't met, my name is Jimmy, and this is my YouTube channel where I show live trades without charging a subscription or selling any courses. Today is January 25th, 2019, and I ended the week on a green note, and I'm feeling really excited because I had a huge shift in perspective in terms of my view of the market regarding entry points and exit points. So in today's video, I want to share 4 things. Number 1, I want to show you what a real intraday trend reversal looks like. Number 2, I want to talk about and share with you what shifted my perspective. Number 3, I want to show you where I jumped in the market today on Ugaz and took profit. And number 4, I want to share with you where I think natural gas is going over the next week. Let's go ahead and jump into the trade. Here we go, let's jump in. So what we're looking at right now is /NG, which is the natural gas fund. And I started this morning like I start most mornings, where I get up and I start watching natural gas futures just to kind of get an idea for what the trend is looking like for today. So when I got up this morning, kind of right in here, I started seeing that this was bouncing around on the 1-minute chart. And you can kind of see that it's downtrending. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see that this morning was all downhill movement. Now, I'm staying with the 1-minute chart right now just to focus on the intraday because it has something to do with sort of that shift I had. And I want to just start here for today. So what I did was identify the pattern. I identified the direction first, that we were moving down, and then I started to identify the pattern. We're setting lower highs, we're setting lower lows. So just looking back at it here, you can see we set this low, we set this high, and then we get a lower low, a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You get the point. So in there, being that I seem to have more success when I buy and sell at the extremes of movement, whatever they are, I decided that I was going to go ahead and take a trade at the top of this channel. So I drew this trend line today, and I said, and I drew it actually when this was pushing down. I said, if this comes back up and touches that line, then I'm going to flip over and look at DGAZ, the inverse ETF for natural gas, because that would mean that it would be pushing up. So what I did was waited around. It pushed right back up. I got super excited about it. I went ahead and said, okay, let's go ahead and flip on over and let's look at DGAZ. And what's DGAZ doing? DGAZ is slowly trending up. We got a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So things are moving upward. So once this happened, and I believe that was around right at 6:30. So right at 6:30, right here is where I wanted to buy. And you can see that we were at the bottom of the channel, which was perfect for a buy. I'd place my stop below that bottom VWAP, or the middle VWAP line, sorry. And I just want to point out that this line here was actually from the previous day's chart. Previous days, or no, I'm sorry. It's the bottom of that gap. You remember the gap we talked about? That's that gap line. I had left that in, and it seemed like it got a couple near touches. So it was sort of acting like a faint support level. So when it hit here, I went ahead and put out an extended hours or a pre-market limit order, and nothing happened. And I found out that I don't have my Thinkorswim Ameritrade account set up for pre-market. So I completely missed the trade, but that's okay. It pushed up, it pulled back, and then look at this. Pushed to the top of the channel, and I would have taken profit probably right in here at the top of this VWAP. So in my mind, that was successful. I saw what I wanted to do. I knew where I was putting my stop loss. I knew where I was going to sell if it got to that point. It would have been a perfectly executed trade for me. So after that, I went ahead and was following natural gas further, and it came down. So again, it touched here. That would have been another opportunity. I would have flipped over and considered a possible buy on DGAZ. pushed back down, and then I knew I couldn't take any trades, so I was just watching really close the price action. And then right as we hit market open right here, we got some volume that shoved this up, and we ripped right up here. Now, as I promised, the monumental shift. And this is, actually we're going to hit two right here. So we had a downtrend, then this is how powerful the open of the market is with a flood of volume. Market opens, volume picks up, and the whole trend changes. Now it's not confirmed, we don't know. It could be just a big pump fake out and it's going to continue lower. But then it pulled back, scooped right off this level and went right back up. And that's when we knew we had tested this new level. We now have a new floor to rely on. So, the first thing I promised you, intraday trend reversal. Down, market open, up, retest. Now we're moving in the other direction. So, what shifted my perspective today was I was trying to get out of my normal routine of being obsessed with price action. Every time I'm watching price action, I'm seeing higher highs and higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. I'm seeing them everywhere. And at some point, I just feel so turned around that I don't know what direction we're traveling in. So I'm ignoring everything except for the high touches and the low touches. The high touches, the low touches. And once you get a little bit of price action after, 20, 30, 40 minutes, all of a sudden, if you step back, like I did today, I started seeing floors and ceilings. Floors and ceilings. And stocks move in waves. ETFs move in waves. They want to push up to the top. They get overbought. As you can see on the RSI, they pull back until they're oversold. Then they go back up till they're overbought. Then they pull back till they're oversold. And every now and then when they get a volume spike or get some good momentum, they'll pop, they'll come back, they'll test, and they'll turn a ceiling, a previous ceiling, into a floor. And you can just keep moving up. So when you're trending up, you're looking for this type of action. When you're trending down, you're looking for the opposite type of action. You're watching for floors to break and turn into ceilings so you can move lower. When you're moving sideways, you don't know what direction you're going. You're just getting tops and bottoms, and you're just in a channel. So today when I really focused on that, it made it so clear to me, and I started seeing so much opportunity. This test right here and reversal, this confirmation of this floor, that would have been a buying point, selling point in this band. And what these white bars are is my rectangle tool from the drawings tool tab. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to capture as many touches inside that white bar as I can. And then I know that if a stock pulls down into that white bar anywhere, it's never exact. It's never to the penny. There's a range. Support and resistance levels are little ranges. So if it hits in here at all, it's a buying opportunity because the direction is up for today, for right now. So I saw opportunity here. I saw buying opportunity here, selling here, buying here, selling up here. It was all of a sudden becoming really clear on this chart today. Then we had a breakout because, you can see a little volume down here, so we got a breakout. And then it pushed up, it started to pull back, and I said, I'm going to keep watching this, and if we start to get a push back down, I might consider a buy. And so I want to flip over to Ugaz, which is the ETF that follows /NG, the natural gas fund. And I just want to show you what that looked like right over here. So this, I'm actually going to grab a little drawing tool here and I'm going to show you right here is where I bought. So I said to myself, okay, we got a breakout and I have this previous ceiling that had multiple touches in it, here, here, and then this breakout with a few touches over here. I said if it comes back down and tests this level, I'm going to go ahead and put a buy order in, and then I've got a top of my channel right here. So I know that if I get near that, I'm going to sell. So with that being said, let's go ahead and show you the video here. Okay, so I'm going to play this video, and you can see that this is that top we just looked at. It pulls back. It's almost to my white bar. And as it pulls down, there's my entry. I got in at 47.22. And then as I let this play, I skip ahead, so you'll notice it'll jump ahead here. But it hit that white bar. I felt comfortable taking 75 shares. I have my stop set below, and you'll notice I'll move that stop up a little bit. Not really tight on that white bar. I don't want to get too close because, like I said, that white bar is a range. So there is an opportunity, there's a chance, that it could dump a little below the white line and then keep going up. So you just got to be careful about, being too tight when you stop. So here you can see it progresses ahead, pushes way up to $48. It looks amazing. I'm feeling really good about it. And then it starts to stall out, and then you'll notice in a second it just gets slapped back down. It gets completely rejected, which was a bearish, indication to me. So I was feeling a little weird about it. And you can see what happened there. Was it slapped me down, trended along this 15 EMA, and then it pushed up. And right here, I pulled my stop limit order to sell. I just tucked it right above these bars to see if we could get a break. And it pushed up, and it just kind of held below it for a minute, made me kind of nervous, and then eventually blew right by it. So sold at 48.23. So $1.01 per share on my 75 shares, and it was perfect. I felt like it was an amazing entry point, an amazing selling point, and I understood. I had a plan for every step of the way. So it was just a really big day for me, working off these ranges instead of trying to get so micro focused on every up and down, and is this an uptrend, is this a downtrend, and just stepping back and really looking at the overall market. So that was huge for me today. So that was the third piece of my promise for the day. And lastly, let's talk about where I think natural gas might be going over this next week. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom out to the 180-day 4-hour chart, and we can kind of see what's going on here. I'm going to move myself over here. And what you can see here is that we had that low, we had the push up to the 180-day simple moving average, got rejected, came up, got rejected, got rejected, got rejected. So it's clearly still downtrending, even though we had some great up days. We've had some great strong pushes up, and I think the thing to consider when we go into this next week is we've got this 180-day simple moving average looming overhead that has clearly rejected multiple times, and we're still setting lower lows here, here, there, here, there, and we're setting lower highs here and here and here and here and here. It's a very clean, nice pattern on the 180-day 4-hour chart. So very clear. So this next week, what I think is probably going to happen is, if you are swing trading natural gas, if I were going to swing trade natural gas, and by no means don't take don't buy or sell based on what I think, just this is just my opinion, but I do think that we're going to see some more pushing up, and I think that we're going to possibly come back to that 180-day simple moving average and then get rejected again. So I would anticipate this continued pattern, and that might be the case, you know, until we get down to this level again. If it pushes down back, you know, we get rejected and it goes down to this previous level of consolidation, there might be some strangeness there. That could act as a little, as like a floor or a resistance point, so that we could possibly bounce off of. So, or a support point, yeah, could be act as a support point. So that's my thoughts coming up in this next week is maybe some more up, followed by a rejection off the simple moving average with moves down. I anticipate that that natural gas will possibly come back down to this 2.9 level right in here, and then we'll make a decision on, you know, is that a bounce point or is that a breakdown point to go lower? I don't know, but that's just my thoughts on the upcoming week. So thank you guys for stopping in. Leave comments, questions. Let me know what you traded today. Tell me if you had a green Friday. I really appreciate all your support, and thank you all for the great comments on my last video. You know, I had kind of a late night last night uploading that one. I had a long day, so tried to get that one out. Every day I trade, I'm going to upload. I'm going to hold myself to that, and hopefully the quality of the videos can keep improving. And again, I thank you all for your support. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back at it Monday morning. Thanks.